So you're probably wondering why I'm sitting here dressed like king of the fuckwits in all this kit. And the reason is I've done a couple of reviews now where I've absolutely starched Hunter's Element. In my personal opinion, their clothing line is second to none. There's fucking awesome clothes, really, really well made, really, really super comfortable, and I love their clothes. But their gear, the gear's subpar, let's be real here, in my opinion. To keep a long story short, what I'm going to pick as the best one is going to be the Moroka 30. But let's delve in to breaking down the pros and cons of both of these Bino rigs. Alright, so let's start with the Hunter's Element. Alright, so there's two sizes you can get. This is the big size. Now, I did have a Hunter's Element rig. I had the smaller version. They're not really, it's not like, the comparison of these two together. The smaller one's only slightly smaller than this. Anyway, I had that for about, I want to say a year, 18 months, something like that. I sold it on to a mate because it wasn't quite doing what I needed it to do. And then I got this. We'll go through the good features first. So one of the awesome good features is obviously the magnet enclosure is great. Opening up, you've got this part here, which is a little sleeve you can keep. I've kept a number of different things in there. Your hunting license, your gun license. I've kept shooting data, so all my dope, all that sort of stuff in that sleeve. Also a place to put it because it's right in front of you, fold it down, you can read it. So that's a really, really good thing. One other thing I think is the best part of this whole Bino rig is in the back. So under this mesh, if you go into here, you have a little orange cover. Like that. All right, so it's waterproof. And it's also obviously orange, so if you're packing out and you want to have a marker on your front and not just on your back, if you haven't got a nice blaze hat, you can put that marker on and then you're not going to get shot by some fucking idiot out in the bush. So I think that's the best part of the whole system, and then it just folds back up and goes back in the back there. So I think that's pretty good. Sometimes if you don't have that in the back properly, it can get a bit uncomfortable rubbing on your chest, but not too bad. Another thing I really like about this one is it has an integrated, what would you call these? Lanyards for your binos. So your binos will stay connected to your harness, so you don't lose them. So that's some of the good things I really, really like about it. All right, so the top half of the harness is actually really, it's good. It's normal webbing, fully adjustable. It's got nice clips on it. The back part here is comfy. The thing that I don't like, and I know a lot of people who use these don't like as well, is this. All right, elastic adjustable sides. They work and they're nice and comfortable when you're not actually doing anything. You whack it on, cinch it up. You're like, oh yeah, this fits really nice. It's nice and snug. And then as soon as you start doing anything, what you're going to get is the elastic flexing, and you're going to get your Bino rig actually jumping off your chest. So if you're I found it particularly going uphill and you're leaning forward and you're really getting into the hill, you're going to have this bouncing like that. Another thing with the elastic is you've got this little retainer thing here, so when you tighten up you can hold your sides back, and what will happen is, right like it's just done there, eventually it's going to do that while you're walking, and you have these big loops, and then that will get tangled on stuff, and it's really, really, really annoying. And as you can see on that side, just pops out completely, and they're just a pain in the arse. So if they replaced the elastic sides with just normal webbing strap, that would resolve the issue completely. It would be perfectly fine. As you can see at the back here, from wear and tear, from wearing this a lot, this edge, because it does fold over the back to lock, that's actually hard up against your body, and it rubs like that, and you're going to get this weird rolling effect on the back of your Bino rig. Not a big deal, it just looks a bit shitty and it does get a bit annoying on rubbing on you. So if that was connected just on the front, like that, it'd be a lot better. One of the other things that are, not too great is these really small pockets. Like, what the fuck can you fit in there? Nothing really. What's he got in here? He's got a cart case. Yeah, good on you. But like, there's not much you can actually fit in there. And that was one of the main reasons why I decided to make the jump away from this because the more I went out and needed to start carrying more gear, the more I wanted to have more pouches on my Bino rig, because I don't always carry my pack, and sometimes I just want to have a Bino rig and I want to have everything that I want to have on me in that, as opposed to having to fucking stuff your pockets full of shit. All right, one other thing that's annoying about this particular Bino rig is the actual pouch to hold the binos. Now, if you've got straight binos like this, as you can see, it slips out nice and fine. So for this style of binoculars, it's pretty good. That didn't work too well with my set of binos because of the shape of them. So look at these loopholed Yosemites here, obviously a little bit cheaper bino, and they are the stepped out version. Now in this size, yep, not too bad. In the smaller size, even these, and these are tiny, even these folded up, couldn't get them in and out quick enough. Like, they're really tight to slide in and out. With this size here, it's not too bad. But I've heard of a lot of people having complaints about the smaller version of that and not being able to fit their binos in properly. So if you are going to buy a Hunter's Element one, I would say don't get the small version. Just go for the large version. Even if you think the small is going to be big enough, it probably won't. So just go for the large one. In short, for the Hunter's Element one, good things. All right, the cover that comes with it, the Blaze cover, is awesome. The pocket in here for your data and your license and stuff, excellent. All right, drawbacks is that the way that this clips up, in my opinion, is bad. I reckon it should be on the front like that, so it's not getting tucked in against your body. The size of the pockets, and you can't really do much with them. And the elastic on the sides would probably be the main thing that I don't like about that. All right, so let's move on to the Moroka 30 Bino harness. So one of the main things that are good about it is the fact that it just has a webbing strap on the side, and you can attach other pouches. You don't have to buy their pouches from their company. You can buy any other pouches, and they will clip onto the sides. So that's pretty good. I do like that. Now, the amount of pockets you have on here is ridiculous. It's fucking awesome. They've got so much room. So you've got a open pocket at the front, so anything you want to slip straight into these. If you have like a little wind puffer fucking thing, I usually keep empty car cases there. If I've shot, picked them up, put them straight into there. Carrying fox callers, fucking just random shit that you want to grab out real quick, you can keep in the front. All right, you've got a pouch here, which you can keep a spare mag or a knife. You've got another pouch under the bottom here, which you can keep, your wallet, keys, anything else you want to have in there, but you don't really want to have it superly accessible. In here, I keep my LRF on the right here, and my 750 on the left. All right, the main compartment here, so it's the same as that. It has magnets, 3 magnets in it, but the good thing is it just folds forward. You don't have to tuck it back behind itself. It comes forward, you get in there, you do your thing, and then you can close it back up. So there's no problem with that. So on the inside, there's another pouch there for licenses or wallet, whatever the fuck you want to put in there. Obviously, keep my binos in there. It's massive. Like, it's huge inside. I can put my binos, a water bottle, and usually other shit in there, and it's all just in the front here. All right, you've got another zipper at the top, just there, which goes into this pouch. And then if you lift that up, it's velcroed down. If you lift that up, it has ammunition loops in there, so you can keep spare rounds, and that pad will keep them covered and protected. One thing I did find with the inner pouch, so even with these small binos, is I can't fit them in that way because of the opening, but if I do put them in that way, it's perfectly fine to pull in and out. So that's just one little thing to keep in mind. These little overlappy, flappy fucking bits could potentially be cut a little bit closer to there, just to give you a little bit ease of coming in and out, but I think it's there so things don't fall out, so it is what it is. All right, let's come to the actual harness itself. So it's nice and breathable, it's thin, so it's good for hot weather through there, which, yep, is fine. These straps are mahoosively long. I don't know why they are that long, because I always to do them as tight as they can, and I always feel that the Bino rig is sitting a little bit too far down for me, but whatever. Yeah, maybe if those were a little bit shorter, they'd be better, but you can't really change that, so it is what it is. All right, so the side webbing straps are normal webbing, not elastic, so once it's set in the desired adjustment, it doesn't move and it doesn't undo itself, so that is pretty awesome. And then on the back here, which the Hunter's Element one doesn't have, has these little rubber guards here for where the clips are, so the clips don't rub into your side, which is one thing I found that used to do. Because it's elastic, it's pulling it in towards you, and they used to rub. With these little guards here, you don't get any of that. So obviously it's a lot bigger as well. Yeah, Moroka 30 obviously makes great gear, whereas Hunter's Element, they make good looking gear, like their gear looks fantastic, but the gear of theirs that I have had, I haven't liked, and that's probably just my personal preference of just things about them. I found that their clothes you can't beat, but their gear, I think there is better gear out there. I was actually having a conversation with a mate of mine about Moroka 30 gear and why he personally doesn't like Moroka 30 gear, and it's because of the cam. And I agree, the cam on Moroka 30 is shit, for lack of a better term. It doesn't look good. It doesn't even really look like Australian bush. Like it's got, I don't know, it does, but it doesn't. It just, I don't know. Anything real tree for me, I don't like. Anything that's like a real tree pattern, not a massive fan of. And I think there's a lot of people out there in Australia that aren't a massive fan of that type of cam either. So yeah, if Moroka 30 changed their cam pattern, they would probably get a lot more sales. But it's not always about the look for me, and it usually is not at all about the look. Like, I'll wear mixed match cams, I don't give a fuck. As long as it's functional and it works the way I want it to work, then I'll use it, and it will be fine. So there you have it. That's my take on the Bino rigs. As I said, if you're going to go Hunter's Element, buy the big one. Don't even fucking bother with a small one because it's ridiculously small. And just be wary of the elastic straps. Now, when you put it on the first time, it will feel awesome and you're like, yeah, this is great. But once you've got weight in it and you're stomping around up and down fucking mountains, that elastic will annoy the shit out of you. So maybe Hunter's Element should change their straps on the side and maybe make their thing a little bit bigger, and it might be perfectly fine. But then again, some people might want a smaller Bino rig than something this size. Personal preference, that's why we have options, right? So that's my take on these two. To clarify, I don't hate Hunter's Element. In fact, I love Hunter's Element. I just don't particularly like some of their gear design choices. Anyway, I hope you've got something out of that, and I hope that informs you a little bit better for what you want to buy if you're going into it blind and you haven't had either of these products. I'll catch you next time. Hooroo.